Hey, so it's real early, and Mondo Heather's probably apt to be crawling out of bed any old time now. Uh, but I've been meaning to tell you guys, I've been getting some flack, with like that last video or one of the last videos I did where I talked about Robert Oppenheimer and his whole quote from the Bhagavad Gita and whatnot, and I got some flack from some folks who were just all like, "Oh, it's a J. Robert Oppenheimer." Oh, I'm so sorry I missed his initial. See, there's a funny story about that, because I told y'all some time ago back, how back in the '70s, back in my wild woolly days, we had kind of a little crew, me and Reba McIntyre were kind of, roving around the Midwest, just doing little things, knocking over gas stations and whatnot. And, old Robbie Oppenheimer was part of that too. Yeah, he was part of the gang. He never got his hands real dirty, because he was, he was more like the man with the plan. We see back in the day, we didn't worry about like J. Robert or whatever. We called him the Big Opp. Yeah, the Big Opp. And I think that kind of waxed his ego a little bit. But, we had a fun time. Anytime we were bopping through Wisconsin, usually we'd stop and kind of lay low at Ed Gein's place for a while. He's a very magnanimous host. Anyway, just about the whole crew, a lot of people nowadays talk a lot of trash about Ed Gein, because, just whatever, he was trans, he was he was ahead of his time. He was, kind of a lion among zebras, as it were. You go through the five and dime while he was shopping in there. You can kind of poke through everybody in the store. And it's kind of like, okay, zebra, 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 lion, zebra, zebra, and they're all ripe for the picking. But let me tell you something. In spite of all the trash that gets talked about Ed Oppenheimer, the Big Opp. I'll tell you about the Big Opp, okay? He was a crazy customer. I mean, there are some people you trust with your lives, that you trust with your life. I wouldn't trust that guy with a goddamn house plant. He was crazy. Yeah, the Big Opp was crazy. Old Robbie the Opp, let me tell you something. He was a true sociopath. A lot of people don't know that. They try to especially now they're trying to whitewash him. But he was a true sociopath. No one you wanted to, you got that hair trigger temper and all that. And, just something about killing all those Japanese people, that will cook your brain.